Okay, so I was still analyzing this data because when we put those there and we uncouple the atomic bond, there's this potential to deatomize the sleeve that's over here. So there's something scientific here that I need to figure out, or science can figure out. But when you're using the plasma, you're basically you're using those to create that plasma by uncoupling the atomic bond. Basically, when you do that with those frequencies, you're creating a reatomization engine, like a weapon. So as those things are going through there, it's these neodymium magnets combined with the reactor spinning this way, one spinning this way, the other one spinning this way, the other one spinning this way. That holds that plasma, or that those particles in the engine there. It uses a magnetic field so that nothing touches the matter here. Because if those particles were allowed to touch that matter, that engine would disappear. So there's something over here when they get uncoupled and they enter this part here that allows them to build up inside of the gold sleeve here. I'm assuming it's the gold sleeve itself, like gold is grandma and grandpa. So those particles, as they come in here, they should theoretically deatomize that end there. So there's something in there after the plasma that does not allow those particles to deatomize that part. And if that's happening, then we don't have a weapon on our hands. We just have an engine. They're using, they're breaking it apart using the magnetic field to basically suck the reatomization from those particles, basically. So these particles, after they go through the engine there, after they go through there, they lose their ability to uncouple the atomic bond of other atoms, is what I'm trying to say. So I think it has something to do with the neodymium magnet and the electricity here that takes away the ability of these particles to become a weapon. So instead, it's just an engine. Once they go through here, they're not able to deatomize anything. So the previous thing where I said it becomes an engine like a plasma torch, where those particles are shooting across the space and will uncouple the atomic bond and everything this way, I don't believe that's the case. I believe the electricity and the magnetism here, you know how you can, if you drop a magnet, it takes the magnetic force out of it, science. Like if you were to drop, if that was a magnet, you go like that, you take the magnetism out of it, okay? If you apply that same principle to this electricity and magnetism, if you take the electricity and the magnetism out of those particles, you're not able to deatomize anything. So I think it's this part here that takes the ability for those particles to deatomize the sleeve over here. When they go through here, they're not able to deatomize anything. But over here, these lasers and these cell breakers are deatomizing the atoms, and the atoms being deatomized are then turned into ions, or whatever you want to call them, that enter here, that get their power taken out, so that the power allows them to be, all those particles to kind of like build up in the sleeve and then force through the holes with the plasma. So that's the addendum I wanted to add on, I guess. I think it's the bad guys making me think that I could turn this into a weapon. It's not a weapon, it's just a regular engine. So we now know that with this revised scientific concept of taking the power away from those particles, that it's not a weapon, it's just a plasma drive engine that uses ions, or these particles, to push the spaceship around, which now makes it able to fly anywhere we want in three-dimensional space without having to worry about deatomizing a planet or hurting anybody. But we can't use the engine as a weapon, because it's not a weapon. It's been downgraded to be an engine. Okay? However, the railguns that we have on these spaceships, the three different size railguns, yeah, we could still go over to Evil and we could go bombard them with these railguns that we're going to add to these spaceships. So I just want to tell Evil, nice try to throw me under the bus with the concept by telling science it could cut a planet in half. That's evil, man. That's how good they are. They're making me tell lies and making me tell stories. At first glance, it looked legitimate in my mind, and then as I was sitting there, wait a minute. Adding this on there means that something's going to get deatomized. If it's going to get deatomized, the whole engine will fall apart. So I have to come up with something in my mind. And in my mind, that's what I'm seeing. This electromagnetism sucking the power out so it doesn't deatomize anything. And when you do that, you just got quantum subatomic particles that have been altered at the atomic state to allow them to build up in the plasma sleeve or the high pressure sleeve, which then forces them through those holes, increasing the thrust of the plasma. So that sounds very scientific, right? I understand what it means. Science will understand, and I'm pretty sure if you have a grade 4 education, you understand. But these evil spirits are, trying to manipulate me and make me think that we now have a big weapon on our hands, No. Now who looks stupid? Evil? you stupid evil spirits? No, we've just got spaceships that humans can fly around with a remote control video game, plunk in the video game, control 8 spaceships with these high-tech engines and just bombard evil pedophile planets with railgun technology to destroy them.